Yo, what's good YouTube? My name is Shisha Zed. I'm back in here with another video for you guys. Listen, normal delay, let's get into it. So something interesting has been happening that I'm surprised I actually have not made a video about yet, but I'm gonna do that right now. The pandemic caused a lot of people to lose their jobs and minds, but within the last year or two, we've seen some of the most famous, powerful, and rich men go through divorce. Like, I remember when I first heard about Dr. Dre and his divorce and what he was going through, right? And then you hear about like Jeff Bezos and then Bill Gates, and these people for me were kind of a surprise. I didn't see that coming, to be honest. Am I being honest? I mean, how could you be RP aware and not see that coming, right? Kind of a contradiction there in words, but if you're gonna believe in statistics, then it happened right on time. Now, these are all high value men who have more money than they know what to do with, which points to the obvious, right? That being a high value male or high earning man does increase your options, but doesn't necessarily keep you from being a victim of divorce. Being wealthy doesn't solve the problem of divorce, but I think it may lessen the damage of divorce for men. For example, a man who is earning an average income and is paying alimony as a result of divorce would probably feel that financial impact a lot more than somebody who's in, let's say, like the top 10% of earners in this country. Either way, the more that you earn, the more that you have to pay, right? Because you have to sustain that person's lifestyle, or at least what they're used to experiencing when they were married with you. But I think it's easier for men who are in that top 10% than men who are just an average earner. So I think this is a really important discussion to have, especially when you have people like Elon Musk marrying 3 times before deciding to just be single. Well, he's got a girlfriend, right? But that doesn't count. What am I trying to say? Here's my point. Obviously, money is not the answer to the problem of divorce. And for those of you who think that being a high value male, or I'm just gonna get rich and things are gonna fall in place, I've got some sad news for you. It's not, and it won't. I've just mentioned men who have a combined net worth of hundreds of billions of dollars, and they're failing at marriage. And I use that term failing very loosely because as far as we're concerned, they're doing what they're supposed to do, right? Because a man's job in a marriage is to provide and protect, right? And the other things like love, and happiness, those things do not take priority. It doesn't mean that they're not important, but they don't take priority. Why? Because happiness and love, these are fleeting emotions, right? They come and go. So we can't make those the number one priorities when it comes to a marriage. There has to be something else that is more consistent and more controlled that we can measure a successful marriage on. As far as I'm concerned, these men, as far as that I know and I see, because I don't know their actual lives, right? But these men and a lot of other men who are failing at marriage right now, I think are just dealing with women who don't understand what marriage is and the purpose of what it's supposed to be. Now, let me be clear, man. I'm not here to convince anybody to not get married. That's not the point of this video, right? Because most likely, I've said this in other videos, I will probably get married. Oh shit! Why? Because I grew up in a 2-parent home. I saw it work in my family. Now, my parents are African and they have that traditional background and that cultural upbringing. But you'd be crazy to think that I'm going to get married legally with 80% of women initiating divorces. I'll probably do like some like African shit, traditional, no papers. You know what I mean? Take it back to the motherland. My point is, if you're considering marriage, right, then there are a few things that you should seriously take into consideration. Like, do you think that you should marry legally? And if so, then do you make enough money or earn enough that you can go through a divorce, because it's most likely to happen, and not end up on the streets? You see, men have to really think about these things because, again, you're most likely not going to be the one that ends the marriage as a man. And that's because women initiate 80% of divorces. Lastly, I think the largest contributing factor to a successful marriage is the quality of person that you're going to choose to be with. Does this person think that marriage is about love and happiness? Or does she understand that the overall well-being and maintenance of the structure, right? Well-being of the family unit is more important than her individual feelings of happiness? The mindset of the person that you decide to marry is very important, right? Because these days, a lot of women think that marriage is about love, happiness, and romance. Those three things being put at the top of a marriage for expectation from anybody is a recipe for disaster. Respect is a huge thing too, man. One of the most interesting things I saw was Bill Gates' now ex-wife reacting to a documentary series of Bill Gates called Inside Bill's Brain. When you look at her reaction from an RP lens, you can really tell that she viewed Bill Gates as a beta male. Regardless of his intelligence and accomplishments and riches, she viewed him as a beta male because she did not see him as alpha in her eyes. I'll leave you guys with the video so you guys can make the judgment for yourself. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm seeing stuff, but watch her reaction. And for the love of God, please make my day today and hit that like button, man. I appreciate you. My name is Chisha Zed. We'll talk soon. Peace.
So the series is called Inside Bill's Brain.
Yes.
And I'm asking, why is that funny?
It just is. I mean, I don't think of it being that interesting to be in my husband's brain, right?
That's very
Sorry.
How would you describe his brain?
I'm sorry, I'm just not going to be able to not laugh through this part. Okay, look.
Wait, why are you laughing?
Because it's chaos. There's so much complexity in there. It's chaos. Here's my laugh. I wouldn't want to be in that brain, right?